tempted.
I ended my stream by accident. I am an idiot.
Right there. But yeah, I mean, again, end of the day, at Shopify Rebellion denying that Dragon Soul. They were able to get that before the fight even started. So 100 Thieves now going to be delayed on that one. They still have time for Quid to scale. As we come back, let's Zony's completed.
I mean, the gold says one thing, but the inventories are saying another to me right now. 100 Thieves, to me, feel very strong. 3 pairs of upgraded Merc Treads for the double AP of the Rumble and the Talia. The Pantheon, who's falling off, is kind of Ezreal, who needs to do the majority of the damage to all these really high health targets, even if they don't have a lot of armor. And he's zoned out of a lot of these fights just with how much dive that 100 Thieves has with the Gwen and the Neferi. So 100 Thieves not able to close this game out yet. Teamfight still could go wrong if they overdive. Yeah, totally about this starting Baron and drawing in Shopify, since 100 Thieves must feel very strong right now.
They have all this vision plays down, and there's just nothing from Shopify. They cannot see this now. With the far side alteration, they will notice it, but they're going to have to approach in the fog of war. There's a second one that goes down. Baron's getting low, and they still have the
Baron steal, maybe?
Neferi ability to burst it. Contract's trying to get in there with the Q smite. He might just be able to take it. Contracts with the Baron steal. He just walks up and claims it for himself. The fight afterwards might not go their way, though. The Thieves have the first kill. Contracts gets the objective, but he gives his life for it. Now Fudge got to get out of there, as Seos fell as well. Fudge trying to escape. B-Boy on the flank right there. Quid goes into the stasis. Fudge has the shield, but Sniper claims the kill. Quid's still alive. The Thieves stand. Only 2 members with Shopify claiming the Baron. But what a steal from Contracts.
The Baron steal god of North America keeps them in this game. But they do lose the fight because they are the weaker team. So watching this one more time, 100 Thieves just do not set up a good line of defense. They let Contracts just walk right in with fully charged Pantheon Q. It's actually the Q that it gets it, as they're both trying to smite it at the last second. But then when the fight actually does play it, you can see how Shopify doesn't have the tools here. They're not flanking with Talia. They're not comboing with Talia Pantheon. The Rumble ults aren't catching people in choke points. So it does allow Quid and FBI to just free fire on the back end of these fights.
What a play from Contracts, but again, the Thieves are just so strong right now.
I cannot believe into Contracts, I guess.
Yeah, Contracts is the GOAT of Baron steals, as it turns out, as he now ties Xmithy for the most Baron steals in NA history. Do not contest this guy for the Purple Worm.
I mean, 4.5 minutes, and we could see the record actually be broken here with the way this game has been going. They've tried it twice to go up against Contracts Pantheon. River's been beaten both times by the smites, and it's really what's kept Shopify in this game. They now have Baron buff to try and push up mid lane, and I think 100 Thieves is going to flank him and try and fight.
It was only 2 members, but those 2 members are on the wave right now. Instead, it's Shopify Rebellion looking for the engage onto Ayla, but it's Seos that could get caught out right now. Quid's in a safe position, knocked up, but they're pulling Ayla in. Ayla has to flash defensively. Curtain called. Seos is down. FBI picks that one up as Quid throws out the Chaos Storm. River looking for more on the Fudge. No flash available, but he gets back to the safety of his team. And 100 Thieves will only claim the trade of supports.
Will shut down the Baron push, and now with both supports dead, the Drake is still very important. Who can get the first setup on this? Let's see. Quid and Sniper both have TP. They're going to be teleporting on this bottom wave and approaching through there. I love that angle for them. Shopify might want to start this early as Contracts is coming up.
Contracts has the Grand Starfall. He could look for the flanking ultimate. If you catch somebody like FBI, no flash available. Somebody like Quid does have the flash, is pretty tanky as well. So you're probably going to be looking at Sniper right now.
All right, guys, I'm back.
Ultimate, now jumping onto River. Uses the Hound's Pursuit to get away right there. Untargetable. A Sniper goes untargetable as well. 100 Thieves just push Shopify away from the Dragon. Equalizer goes down, but not a lot of damage. It's just stopping River. He jumps over the wall. It could come down to another smart fight. By accident. It's River securing the Dragon Soul, as now they throw the ultimate in. River looking for the damage. Can he get the resets? Quid with the kill. River with the resets on Neferi. And the team fight slaughter for the Thieves. Seos joins in just to die. It's It's only Palafox. Weaver's walling away from the fight. The Thieves crush it.
That might end up doing
Holding
it here.
ice
Cannon
actually
Wave
helps
in
out
the
a lot.
bot lane, 40-second death timers across the board. Quid and River. I mean, River especially just flew into everyone.
Yeah.
John
Goes
Wink.
untargetable at the
How you
most
doing?
inopportune moments for Shopify and just wrecks them in this fight.
That's only Palafox left alive. No flash available. Curtain call slowing him down. No chance of escape. Ace for FBI. The Baron steal was cool, but winning a game feels a little better. 100 Thieves will go 1-0 in the series.
100 Thieves was inevitable in this game. I gotta shout out the 350 CS for FBI's Jin. They just outfought them, even if Contracts outsmote them, and they take game one.
100
I
Thieves
burnt
getting
myself
it done.
like an
Shopify
idiot.
Rebellion again struggling to get over that finish line, Jad. They can get so close, but closing it out is the difficulty.
And
the Thieves
literally,
still just looking
what
like
was it, like
the cleaner
2
team
minutes
when it
later?
comes to
Like,
these later
center.
game objective team fight setups.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this was actually a pretty promising game for 100 Thieves. May sound backwards because they were in so many winning positions and almost messed up the objectives, but winning anyway means they should be pretty confident.
But make sure that you don't miss any LTA action when you get your favorite foods delivered on Uber Eats for less gold.
I can
Scan the
look at
QR
it
code
this
off
way.
screen, click the link in chat, or the Uber Eats button on lolesports.com to access the Champions Shop
use
featuring
that.
exclusive deals and 50% off.
Download Live Studio
Plus,
up. I
keep
have
an eye
the
on
Live
Uber Eats
Studio
Switch
up.
extension
Why
for
can't I
additional
use the Live
time-sensitive
Studio?
offerings across the weekend. That's it from us at Game 1. Now let's head on over to the LTA Lounge to break that one down.
Yeah, look, you can set up W.
Just kill Nova. Just kill
Enjoy
Nova.
it. We're looking Pantheon, guys.
Does it let me now?
Let's flash north.
It does not let me log
Kill
in.
Nova. He's dead. Look, me
Pantheon,
guys.
let's
What
flash.
if I
Pantheon,
come
let's
to
flash.
the app stores? How are you guys doing?
Don't overchase. Don't overchase. Think dragon. It's all you.
West, how you guys? How you doing? Hopefully you guys. Hopefully you guys are. Yeah. Hopefully you guys are doing something for Mother's Day.
Tanner before the series where he was talking about basically Shopify does a lot of things right up until, you know, a certain extent. Up until a certain point, and it all goes awry. And it felt like it happened in this game. So even though congratulations to Contract being able to hit, like, you know, tying Xmithy with the Baron Steel thing, didn't ultimately net them the win. And I want to focus on the early game just a little bit because
TikTok,
if you actually look at the composition that Shopify has, Pantheon to Talia, it's really strong early game, a lot of damage that can come up from it, a lot of setup there. One thing that I thought we saw negatively from 100 Thieves is they ended up taking this fight 3v3. Ulti in from Contracts made it really difficult for Quid to be able to position here properly. So even though, yes, they do kill
do I have it?
you also see a trade going from
There's an
Palafox, but
update?
there's just like a lot that 100 Thieves here have to deal with in both Pantheon and Nautilus, CC. Shane, also B-Boy from the cross map from mid.
Randy, how you guys? How you doing, Randy?
So like a lot of things here go right from Shopify. Even the cancellation from sales. But
I'm trying
the
to
next
fix
point
my.
for me is what's impressive.
I'm trying to fix to be able to read the comments.
Following in from Pantheon Contracts, and they recognize both teams are eyeing for this dragon. So guess what?
And I burned myself.
He's hiding a little bit. Mission impossible.
I'm sad.
This is the control ward. Knows that Ayla is going to be able to come in here. To be able to place ward. Nice catch. So now you go into a dragon fight, and you're down a number if you're 100 Thieves, and you should be happy about this. But the next step here is crucial, where 100 Thieves are really chunking down Seos. They're making it very difficult for them. Even the dog making it hard for Seos as he hooks the dog in. FBI makes himself a target, but you are diving way too deep into 100 Thieves' vision. A lot of damage they're able to come in from there. And then this is now a reset from the Nefiri. So if I take a step back and look at this fight, this would have been great if they played it slow. But they really launched in for a fight, especially with Seos being as low as he was. And so what was a positive play from the bottom side of the map, and an even more positive play being able to take down Leona, turns into a negative when their numbers up and lose the fight around Dragon.
And this
Any of you guys know how to read chat
sometimes
from
really
your phone
and
instead of being on the PC?
Because they do have really good runs of play, right?
Yes.
And they do recognize like what to do in some of their setups, and they just go a little too hard, which is also a quality of 100 Thieves.
True.
As well.
That's why we had such a banger game.
Yeah, I did. The things that I wanted to pull up was
what does it say?
River actually predicted how this game was going to go.
And other.
Last week
Secondary
on Thursday,
topic
where
should
he said
be
this. I think we're going to beat Shopify easily. I think Sniper is going to expletive deleted on Fudge. I'm pretty sure I believe in my team. I don't think that necessarily happened.
That part was...
but I did
Chat and
want to
interview?
point
No.
out I did think Sniper had a few moments where it did look like they've
Can I
really
just
been
type it in?
working on,
Cosplay.
you know, keeping him in the side lane. That's actually what ended up
No, it
netting
did
him
not
the
let
first
me.
turret
Why?
rather than over grouping with the team. I think he still did a little bit of that. But then this matchup absolutely came down
live.
to both junglers, in my opinion,
It's
and what
so
they could do
dumb.
for their respective teams.
Yeah, because
Go
honestly,
typing.
I felt like Shopify within this comp.
So
were
if I go
gonna get
to
outskilled. I mean, you're
chat
going to be going up
interview,
against
no.
Neferi and Victor specifically, and if you have
Yeah,
Pantheon and
fitness,
Talia,
music,
like those plays
education.
that I showed,
This
like,
is
they
not
have to work.
educational. This is me being dumb.
And now every fight, they're
I guess I'll
going
just
up
leave it
against
at gaming.
100 Thieves, like the steal on the
Gaming and-
Otacon,
Yep.
like the steal on the Baron, but still losing the fight. Contracts was putting in work.
League of Legends.
It just wasn't
it
enough.
feels like he's always putting
'Cause I
in
am
work for
technically
this team,
creating
right? And we
thing.
are now going to break down this week's Pagoda moment featuring 100
I
Thieves'
can open
final
up the app
fight to
again.
win the game. We were going back and forth on a lot on what this moment was going to end up being, but it did end up being this fight, which really sealed the deal for 100 Thieves.
In the middle of 4 people, by the way.
Gaming.
This is why people don't
No,
like Neferi, because the moment
no.
they'll eye you, it's like, well, no, now I'm invulnerable. But he was so fed. I thought he recognized that fight so well. He tried fights like those. I think there was one time behind the Dragon Pit where he just instantly died.
Yeah.
But that one was an
Was
amazing
it
engage. So well
live
done from him.
I also love his
center?
recovery, right? And if you guys see a
Talk
Pagoda
monitor.
moment worthy play, let us know by spamming the Pagoda
There you
emote
go.
in chat.
True.
Yeah, I just love how even when you heard his comms, right? He's like, yeah, oh yeah, I died, like giggling. Sorry about that. They seem to bounce back so well, and we'll see if Shopify are able to bounce back. They're selecting blue side.
Ooh, all right.
So we'll see if they can do it. Right now it's going to go to break, and game 2 is on the other side.
Alright, so that's good. Back to the cosplay, because I was on for roughly an hour now.
Huh? Nature sure is full of wonders.
Nope,
Red
I
Bull
think
gives you
so.
wings.
There you go. I can flip it this way.
The new Red Bull Zero
Ugh.
is here. 100% wings with monk fruit extract.
Can I? Or did I put it up and I should just do this?
Don't feed.
No.
Get fed. Scan the QR code for LTA deals only on Uber Eats.
Right there. Where'd my marker go? Ugh. Hello, welcome, welcome. Hey, Queen. Is there a way to read the comments? I don't know. Hey, Dark. Queen, how are your days doing? Have you guys done anything for Mother's Day yet? Says top viewer. How do I check if what you are commenting? And then I also just noticed I switched off a thing. Maybe I turn my camera sideways. I should probably just move my PC. But it's such at a good spot. Oh my fuck. Oh, there you go. Oh, can't do this. Yeah, there you go. Oh. Just cut a little bit. Just cut a little bit off.
Hello and welcome back everybody to the Riot Games Arena, where we are getting ready for Game 2 of Shopify Rebellion versus 100 Thieves. Some amazing cosplayers taken to the stage with the coaches right there, and amazing fans showing up at the arena making great noise all weekend. Shout out to all of you, and shout out to the Thieves for closing that one out despite the Baron Steel Jet. 100 Thieves still got it done.
I swear I'm gonna burn myself right now.
Baron Steel, despite Quid building nothing but defensive items seemingly the whole game, they just managed to... It's weird to say that they dominated because that still had the general flow of most Shopify games where they keep the gold close. But I just felt like most of the game, 100 Thieves was never in danger of losing it.
Yeah, there was always that ticking time bomb of the Victor, plus River was just controlling the game so well, going for very aggressive plays on the Fury. But a reminder, it is fearless drafting, so you will not get that in Fury again. We also work with the Pantheon again, which is one of Contract's best champions that I've seen him able to perform on individually, along with the Fury. So now we're going a little bit deeper into that jungle champion pool here. And again, Shopify Rebellion, well, what do you call them? The best of the teams without a win? Or the best winless team?
Of the winless teams, they're just dominating. But this game was actually I'm weirdly very disappointed with the way that they performed in that game because they were never able to take advantage of Fudge's Rumble, having push on the Gwen pretty much the whole time. Palafox could never get a roam off against the Victor, who did not have much pressure early in lane. They didn't pull off any Talia Pantheon ganks in a good way, so it just felt fairly underwhelming. But as you mentioned, new game here, and a small milestone for 100 Thieves as well. They played against Rumble for the first time all year, and they won. So it's a bit of a monkey off their back if they're willing to do that again later.
Yeah, you don't have to ban it every single game. It goes from 100% to somewhere in the 90s, you have to imagine.
Yeah.
As, it's progress. They are still banning the Varus, which is interesting to see. B-Boy just has not been prioritizing it. We've seen Varus left up. We've seen Shopify not pick it for B-Boy anyway. So interesting to see the 100 Thieves are still worried about that, still prioritizing that one. But everything else makes a lot of sense. The Vi ban, the Sejuani ban, when you don't have the Pantheon, the Fury, these are two of the other kind of like playmaking junglers that can make action happen. Maybe even like a Xin Zhao ban we could see come out here if we want to really triple down on that contract shampoo, but instead some Maokai, so more of that tanky engage option.
Yeah, getting rid of those. Sejuani is the second most played jungler for both of these junglers, so that also pairs, like to me, Sejuani pairs super well with 100 Thieves because they love playing like attack champions in mid and top lane, melee attack champions, and Sejuani just synergizes so well with that. Yone would be a big pick for both of them, but it does also pair extremely well with the Sejuani, so it's at least a little bit disincentivized.
And there's the Xin Zhao. It wasn't banned away, so Contract's happy to lock it in. Now we'll see what 100 Thieves will want to go. I imagine the blind pick Riven, as hype as it would be, not going to be the case here, as probably something like a jungle plus, maybe even like an 80 carry locked in, as we let that go to the second phase of picks last time around. Or maybe a blind pick Renekton. There it is.
Yeah, weirdly enough, it's actually Sniper's first Renekton of the split, but very good Renekton player historically. It fits into the type of archetype that he loves to play. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a Gnar at some point by Fudge. He might wait longer for his pick, though, because there's a lot of potential things he could pick up against the Renekton. Shungle.
jungle could work, but Nidalee! A classic combo. Renekton, Nidalee locked in. Renekton stuns you up. Nidalee lands that spear. A lot of damage all up front.
Well, we had the Pantheon Talia classic combo last game for Shopify. This game we get the Renekton Nidalee classic combo. Back when this worked, and we'll get into this a bit in the game too, it was because turrets didn't one-shot you when you dove. So Renekton would stack a wave. Once the Nidalee had full cleared around 315, he'd make his way up by 330. That's when the wave would crash. You'd stun him out of the turret, you'd land a spear, you'd win. And if the other jungler was there, you'd fight the jungler before he got to the turret. And it was just this inevitable annoyance that you had to play against. Now I don't think the dive is nearly as threatening, so I think the combo is a lot less potent. But we'll see what 100 Thieves' take is on it.
Foxes eat goats. Is that true? That was a statement on that sign. I don't know if that's true, citizen in the audience.
I mean,
you're saying they eat what? Kids? What are you saying to me right now? I'm confused. I'm concerned. I'm going to avoid that conversation. But let's see what they pair with the Nidalee plus Renekton. Looks like Yone coming up.
But
my mind is stuck on foxes eating goats.
I can't get off it either. I was hoping you would save
the
me.
Babies, the younger babies.
Oh, yeah,
that's what
so
said.
like
The kid is a child goat, isn't it?
The goat is a baby.
Okay, I caught up.
Yeah.
Thank you, audience member.
So
Takes me a while.
I was going to say everyone can eat goats if it's prepared properly, but that's a different... That's a different topic. And they do get the Yone, so they're doing double physical damage with the Nidalee. It's not a bunch of setup, but it still fits double physical damage, a little bit of mixed damage with Yone, and full AP from the jungle.
All right, and you'd already highlighted it before. It's something that 100 Thieves plays a lot of. Quid loves this champion, so makes a lot of sense. But yet again, we have AD carry and support still on the table for both these teams, so expect a lot of ban focus down there. It's the Poppy here, which is very annoying for all three of these champions to play against, so happy that Golden Glue spotted that one out. 100 Thieves banning it away, but maybe less focus on hard engage supports like we saw in game number 1, because when I see things like Renekton, Yone, I know it's not like immediate primary engage, but it gives you options for flanks to actually find those and opens up that counter pick support for Ayla for more defensive options now.
Yeah, not surprised if FBI takes the AD and they wait for Ayla to have the counter pick support. I think in this game, at least, Shopify has taken better scaling than they did in game 1. I do like this for them. I think in game 1, when 100 Thieves locked in that Victor, they were just kind of betting that Shopify wouldn't be able to accelerate the game. Now they don't necessarily have to if they outscale, because the Renekton Nidalee will fall off so aggressively.
And I want to point out something here. The cosplayers are swapping sides. Thank you,
That's
cosplayers.
smart.
Ari's on the other team. Yone's on this side. Round of applause from the audience.
Yeah,
how convenient is that? Are they going to pick the skins?
I mean, it makes sense because they're behind the desks. 100 Thieves was staring at Yone.
Yep.
So it's just like, well, this is clearly a Yone angle. Palafox is
they're getting in their head. That's what you're saying.
If they would have swapped, we'd actually be seeing Palafox on the Yone because of the visual eye line.
I saw some incredible Ari cosplayers in the audience as well, so maybe we can get like a big photo of everybody together at some point. Celebrate Palafox on the pick here, but Alistar was not banned this time around. It was Lucian instead, and Ziggs banned out by Shopify Rebellion. So if I'm Ayla, I'm seeing that engaged champion and actually feeling pretty good about it. There's not many on the table anymore with Poppy, Rel, Nautilus, Leona all gone.
Yeah, I mean, Ayla's 0-1 on Alistar this split, but it's historically one of his favorite champions of all time. Back when he played in Australia, he won League MVP with Alistar as one of his most played champions, so he's always had a comfort spot for that pick, willing to blind it.
But Seos does love that Rakan still. Played 2 games of it, I believe, so far this split, as this will be just another one. He loves anything that lets him link up with contracts. Oh!
The Smolder angle. They said, maybe we don't have enough scaling. Time to play Smolder Alistar. That is just a turd in the bot lane for the first 20 minutes of the game. Smolder Alistar? How are they going to lane with this?
Turd in the bot lane, that's a new one right there. And you know, if you were getting bored of us talking about the Victor scaling and waiting for that to come online, get ready again.
It's interesting. It's interesting the way that 100 Thieves has crafted these last 2 team compositions. They have parts of the team comp that want to play really high pressure, really strong early, and then they have like this one character that's just going to scale really well if the game ends up going late. So I understand it. They're thinking probably at the last second here, man, we don't have that much scaling. Smolder Alistar can work. It's just going to be about surviving that early laning phase.
Well, it's appropriate. They got the Bull and they got the Smolder. There we go. I didn't say it. 100 Thieves now.
Huh? That went right over my head.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody in Twitch chat got it. I'll tell you about it when you've grown up. Good. 100 Thieves versus Shopify Rebellion, getting ready for game number 2 as the coaches give a little fist bump on stage, getting ready Shopify Rebellion looking to reverse sweep this series to keep their upper bracket dreams alive. Non-subscribers will see you in 30 seconds. Everybody else sticking around. A reminder that 100 Thieves, if they are able to close this series out, they're into that upper bracket in the playoffs, which is a much better position to be in. You have an extra life, essentially, helping you give that opportunity to go all the way to the finals, represent the North at MSI.
Looking forward to this one. 100 Thieves trying to move into the playoffs on a positive note. A lot of jostling early on to try and get information on the early jungle pathing. Kind of the same as last game. The River doesn't get fully engaged on yet, and a very deep ward gets placed by Shopify here by sending a bunch of people. But when you send that many people, you kind of leave the back door open. FBI gets exactly the same ward on the other side.
And Sniper also gets in because everybody grouped up to go through the river on the bottom side near mid. Sniper actually goes through near the top lane river. So double deep wards placed.
Last game we saw a pretty slow start, but I want to focus in on what Shopify needs to do to win. And this means focusing in on Palafox. Because I feel like with how close this team has been to winning, if Palafox performs better, they're going to be a lot better. We only have 8 mid laners in the league. So kill participation, damage percentage, damage per minute, kill plus assist, and a bunch of other stats. He is dead last amongst all mid laners in the LTA. But when he has his good games, he is still quite good. And we know he's a former LCS champion. So I feel like with the way the rest of the team is performing, if Palafox steps up to his previous level, that's what is needed for them to get over the edge.
And you know what, Jet? I'm not a big reading guy. All those numbers on screen, I don't like them. I want to hear what the audience thinks. We saw people with the Palafox sign. We're still cheering them on? That's what I pay attention to, Jet. The real heart and soul. The hope. Exactly.
I mean, that's what Shopify pays attention to, too. Like, Palafox had a pretty bad year last year at the end of NRG, but they kept him together with contracts. They brought DeMonte in, who he had worked with on NRG back when they won the title. Like, they know this guy has potential and has shown it in the past. He just needs to show it on stage this year.
And, I mean, like you said, highlighting him, especially for this comp in particular, really one of the champions that can make action happen, as we just saw some action early bot side. B-Boy and Steos get the early push, as you would call it. We're gonna dub this one maybe the toilet bowl bot lane, level 1, maybe one of the worst bot lane combos. Alistair doesn't do much. Smolder doesn't do much.
I mean, at least they're not getting punished immediately. B-Boy with the Conqueror, Zaya.
Did we just plug our own Twitter account on
I
by
think
the
we
way?
did. I think we did. He did tie
I'll
the
allow
record,
it,
though.
you know? Okay.
Last game. He can now
Shout
the
out
next
Austin.
Baron steal, he will break the record.
Yeah, true. Could happen this game. Absolutely could. Nice contracts on the Xin Zhao. One of those junglers that we had highlighted this on the patch change, Jat, that with, you know, the grub spawning at 8 minutes now, it gives more windows for junglers to make action happen early. If contracts were to choose to make action happen early, where would you expect it to be based on the lane setups, the champions drafted, the current situation?
I mean, here's the problem is just with all the early vision that these guys have been able to get, it's stopping the early jungle from happening. Like, no one has had a successful level 1 in the sense that they created an information disadvantage. And in this sense, you just path away from the Nidalee Renekton because you're hoping that Sion can fend for himself. You don't want to take a top lane 2v2. So then you know that Zin's going to be in the bottom lane. So he has to look either mid or bot lane. But there's just not another ward there at the moment because they know if he's going to be bot river, Quid's the one who needs the ward, and his bot lane is hiding under the turret.
And now I'm looking at River here on the top side. Okay, he's actually going to go for a reset. I saw the wave shoved in from Sniper. Thought maybe we see a dive, but still a little early for that one. Not even on the timer here. Ooh, Quid taking a charm to the face. Palafox trying to dodge away from the Qs, and Quid actually wins out on that trade. So now Palafox pretty low here. Seos going in onto Ayla as well. We're just peppering each other with damage. Even topside doesn't want to be left out of it. No immediate threat of kills from any of these lanes, though.
Definitely not, and at least the Sion is scaling on their side, and River walks directly over that ward, but he has a bunch of free time there. You can see he's back on the map, with Gromp not spawning yet.
Hey, why's my dog barking? Why are you barking?
Look before going back to farming up. And Sniper.
Why are you barking?
Might be able to find
There's nothing out there.
The dice does not get the damage onto Fudge, who just hits level 5. Going for a reset, probably TP back to this top lane. And Contrax is here, hovering nearby, going for his second clear of camps. So Sniper, does he want to push up for an aggressive...
I mean, likely just push, reset, maybe walk back, get a teleport advantage. as Quid.
Oh, flash from Quid. Flash response from Palafox. Quid is making Palafox's life miserable.
Well, now we know where the junglers are going to be looking because both flashes have been burned mid lane. So Quid's trying to make this game a little bit spicy. Needs to crash this wave quickly. Is going to get the cover from the Nidalee to be able to push this all the way in. And then he's going to be able to reset to safety in this lane. I did want to talk a little bit about Fudge, though, because we looked at Palafox earlier, and we've been having these conversations about Fudge early in the split. But I'd say last week, he did awesome.
Yes.
He was dominating. 4 solo kills in just 1 week. Jace, Rumble, Gnar, more of the carry type champions.
Versus Whippo.
And he nearly won them that series against FlyQuest. But now he's a little bit switched here where he has to survive the early lane against the Renekton. Did actually do that as they swap up against him. And I think this is pretty happy for Fudge to be in this lane against a Smolder as Sion can't really get pushed in.
I'll say it feels fine for Fudge because he can't get pushed in, but also feels fine for the Smolder because you can just free stack onto the Sion. There's not much he can do to really threaten you. So I think if you're FBI, you're looking to scale. Not the worst state to be in either. But Contracts is making action happen at the objectives. He's on the Dragon, clearing this one out. We'll sell 2 more minutes before the first spawn of Grubs, so Contracts should be level 6 for that fight. Absolutely. And River actually approaching. Doesn't miss, or doesn't hit the spear, rather. So no chance of a steal. I say with bated breath because he's still hanging around.
What are you doing, River? River has no camps available, so was just spectating at that moment, trying to get the Scuttle Crab with Yone giving him a bit of a shadow. But they just, with the way that Sniper was swapping down, River is going to get pushed out of the Scuttle Crab.
And now he's going to maybe have to flash over the wall. Yeah, Sniper popping the Dominus. And yeah, Contracts has no way out other than flash. He just has to use it. Seos, use the Battle Dance. Or Grand Entrance, rather. As now Sniper flashes forward. There's no more defensive abilities on Contracts. First blood. Crocodile hunting in the jungle.
That's crazy that worked. Look at where Sniper started his ultimate. Basically in his own Tribe Rush. And then just walks at Contracts for like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And take him down. That's such a brute force play, but it was so effective.
Well, it's the fact that Contracts had no way out of the pit other than to flash. So easy flash stun from Sniper, and great from 100 Thieves to commit to that play, getting themselves more gold into the Renekton's pocket, who had not been able to get that matchup into Fudge. Now Fudge is heading towards that bot side, so Sniper will be matched up against him. But the one thing to note is Sniper won't have flash for the Grub fight. Spawning here in 30 seconds. Dominus should be up shortly after that, but the flash is a big tool for Sniper to actually try and get onto the backline, threaten some of the damage dealers.
Yeah, watch this one more time. I mean, we're going to start a bit early here as Contracts gets the Drake uncontested. Hopefully we can speed it up a little bit as he's approaching. And River's just thinking, like, we have Renekton 6 coming down bot. We can probably make something happen. And then as soon as River, the fact that River pushed him into the pit and could force the flash means Sniper's then confident just walking him down. The nice thing about Renekton Ultimate is it's just going to build your rage. So even if you're not doing immediate damage, you're going to have a more effective first hit when you actually get to him. So still gets value out of that ultimate because it built his rage for him. And they managed to get first blood on a Contracts.
Ooh, and Contracts feeling that one as well. We get to see the coach's reaction too. Tough situation to be in. Love that. As Contracts now at the Grubs. It looks like the first one was secured by Shopify Rebellion. So
I
River
think
despite being there. Yeah, so this was the thing about the later spawn. Contracts level 6 on the Xin Zhao. River's on Nidalee. Not as impactful of an ultimate ability here. So Contracts can just kind of bully him off and take all 3 Void Grubs is now engaged from Seos. Ayla's able to answer it, and FBI is again just stacking up, actually winning the trade against Seos and B-Boy.
Really nice sidestep there by Ayla with the Glacial Augment. Alistair did burn his heal to keep them very healthy. The whole reason they got the Grubs, though, was that Fudge was first to move in the river, and Sniper had no teleport, so would have been a little bit dangerous for 100 Thieves to move in because Sion could have joined with Ultimate. And I think overall, like, even though 100 Thieves has that early advantage, Fudge is going to be very okay in this bot lane now that he has the Bramble Vest against the Renekton. He's just a very beefy tank.
Yeah.
He's not going to get pushed around, but it's almost the rest of the team that's going to be getting pushed around.
Fudge is kind of the rock right now of Shopify Rebellion. As they're even getting invaded in their own jungle. Like River and Quid are just walking up, forcing Contracts into an awkward position, who now decides to go back in. But here comes Ayla and Sniper. Full engage comes through from the Thieves, but Quid actually taunted up, does go down first. Contracts still alive, fighting his way through it. Ayla has to flash the wall, River back over the wall, but Seos immediately locking him down. River does get the kill. B-Boy fails the flash, another recall. Trying to style on River, but Palafox Palafox can be the hero still. Orb of Deception for the kill. Sniper claims B-Boy a slaughter in the jungle. The Thieves walk out with a couple more kills.
I mean, Renekton loves fights like that, where he gets to sit in the middle of everyone with his ultimate running. It all starts because River wants to steal the red buff, and Shopify does not want this to happen. It is pretty much just a 4v4. So watching the start of this fight, Quid is the one who gets one shot, but if that doesn't happen, the Renekton would absolutely dominate. He gets a 4-man Q off. Contracts lives very well. Then these side steps at the very end, and Ayla escaping with a sliver of health is what ends up turning it in 100 Thieves' favor by the end. Palafox with one charge, his ultimate can finish Ayla as Sniper just walks down B-Boy.
Yep. Awkward position to fight in these really tight corridors against things like the Xayah. As the Thieves laughing it off right there, like, that was a crazy one. I'm doing that too, Grayson. I'm scratching my head a little bit off of that one. Interesting to note that FBI was not present for any of that, so not getting the stacks. It's really Sniper that's the benefactor of all the gold, of all the kills. 3-0 and 1, 100% kill participation, and Black Cleaver completed.
Yeah, River playing really confidently as well. His career record on Nidalee
Alright, guys.
Very good. This is one of the
I
reasons
think I'm
we're
going to call it here.
This early as we're getting ready
I got
for
a
this
lot
late.
more preparing to do.
3. Which for a champion that we usually think
Yeah,
comes on stage and does nothing,
there's a lot of work
it's done
that
enough to
involves
win
in
15
creating
of the
it.
18
I don't even
times
think
he's
I've made any progress. It's going to be a good couple days.
And again, I was sweating on it, thinking of specifically the grub fight.
Yeah.
But
Make sure you guys hit me a follow. I'm
going
going to keep doing this as much as I can.
Feeling just fine right now as Palafox lands the charm.
buff.
Quid taking some damage here. Uses the Mortal Steel to jump away, as well as the Fate Seal defensively.
Make sure you guys think.
So well done there by Palafox.
If you guys have a mom still,
red buff to get
and you only ever have one mom,
which enables him to land
make
that
sure
charm
you
and
guys
completely push them out of the river.
do something
Palafox
for
is
them.
the reason that 100 Thieves hasn't been able to approach this Drake. Quid could maybe reset and teleport in, but
take them to a
it would
dinner,
still be
take
pretty
them
dangerous. I'm
to
not
at least
surprised that
something.
Contracts just starts the Drake
Make
right
them
now.
feel like they're
This
wanted.
would be the feat of Monster Slain if Contracts is able to pick it up. Man, it still just doesn't roll off the tongue. We're going to have to...
Hard to contest. Sniper's walking all the way down, though. They're going to go for something.
On the B-Boy. He does have the Feather Storm. Recall, not going to land. Ayla gets out just fine.
Alright, guys,
on the flank
I'll
here.
catch you guys on the flip side. Keep
B-Boy.
watching the LTA.
Savior,
It looks like 100 Thieves is gonna 2-0 as well.
Rooted up. Sniper, one more turn shot would have killed him, but he does get out. Now Palafox looking for the resets. He gets one. B-Boy picking up that kill. FBI has to flash away from Fudge, who's diving under the turret. Shopify Rebellion. This is their fight.
Have a good rest of your guys' night, afternoon, morning, wherever you guys are from.
Wow, that was so clutch.
Thank you for watching the stream. I'm gonna try to stream every second of me trying to create this thing, so I won't not work on it offline.